Oh, the premier color scheme. They knew. They made this for me.
Warning, I swear a lot.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Limbus Company. Welcome to Canto 8. Welcome to the Surrendered Witnessing. Did I get that right? Did my memory serve? Yes, the Surrendered Witnessing. Good, I did get that correct. So, on previous occasions, mostly just Canto 7, I suppose, I was willing to wait a little while before starting. This time, nah, we're just gonna jump straight in. Now, I fancy coming back and having a look. It's a shame we have to delay Citywide Revolt once again, but that will always be there. The longer I leave this, the higher chance I get spoiled, so let's not leave it for any longer than we have to, hey? I always love a new Limbus pass. It just makes me happy. I love them. Good stuff. We are also going to do a couple pulls, because why not? We'll do a couple pulls. I'm just not gonna fucking look, you know? Like, hey, shoe pack, yeah, I assume they would be involved, considering we spent a whole intervallo establishing them. But just see if we can get anything nice, and then I can look at it and be like, what the fuck does that even mean? So, yeah, level caps have gone up to level 55 as well. I managed to get full stop Hongler straight to level 55, so he's good to go. Heathcliff is at level 54, he's near enough good to go. And most of the rest of that team is level 50, so they're good enough. They should be able to compete. Whatever this horrible, horrible Canto has awaiting us, we should be able to deal with it. But I wonder what will happen in this Canto, and I say that as if I don't already know. We have to go on a quick mini-quest to find a GameCube for the Elders so that Hongler can become the head of the family, because only a GameCube would save him now. It's the only thing prestigious enough to get him into that position, to beat out whatever God, I can't remember anyone's names. What's the girl's name? What's his little sister's name? I had a whole bit planned. I was doing a whole thing, but I can't remember anyone's goddamn names. I'll remember them when I see them. It's okay. It'll be fine. But yeah, a GameCube is the only thing that can beat what everyone else has. I'm telling you. It has a handle. How many games consoles have you owned that have a handle? Hello?
선물이라고 할 건 없고. 자, 이걸로 대신하지.
Ooh. Nice, nice. When I take the hairband out, my hair looks like that nowadays. I've actually done that now. Right, so a thing I discovered recently that I found amazing and strangely concerning, right? Is that I'd have my hair tied back all the fucking time. Let's have a quick look at this ego. That's not the correct thing. This is. Garden of Thorns. Just quickly, I promise I'll speed up. I tie my hair back all the time, and I'd often fall asleep with my hair tied back because I couldn't be asked to take the hairband out because the rat's nest that was the back of my head with all the hair, it gets tangled. I don't like having my hair pulled, so it was just painful, so I'd leave it. Then I noticed I started getting more and more headaches centered around the back of my head, and I didn't make the connection that it was because I tied my hair back all the time, because, I don't know, I just didn't make the connection, and also the headaches were making me not concentrate very well. But I took the hairband out last night to go to sleep, and now I'm fine, and I was like, in retrospect, it's all obvious, but I couldn't believe that just tying my hair back was causing such a debilitating fucking condition. It made me feel dizzy sometimes as well. It must have been like restricting blood flow or something to the back of my head, or something ridiculous like that. So, Garden of Thorns, 3+ highest resin, more attack weight, and it's already got pretty high attack weight at Thread Spin 1, so that's quite nice. Apply 1 corresponding sin affinity damage up and 1 corresponding sin affinity power up to 1+ of highest resin allies. So this goes with most sins, I suppose, but specifically, this would be fantastic for Kurikumo, yes? It's a lust ego, although it actually requires all ego to use. That's interesting. Okay. That would actually be surprisingly hard to set up. But it's also a healing ego. It only heals one ally, but that's still pretty good. And the passive is good for Rupture. Interesting. It seems to be dipping its toes in every pool, as it were. And at least in terms of sins and like types of teams. Like, yeah, the passive leans towards Rupture, but that's not. Although, having said that, Absolute Resonance inflict 2 Rupture potency on all enemies at combat start is solid. And just inflicts 2 Rupture potency on a random enemy. Yeah, no, that's really good. Goddamn, wow. We're getting set up for a proper Rupture team at some point. That's exciting. Yeah, I'm hoping Sinclair never enters the battlefield or he'll die. It's fine, we've got him here purely for his passive. But without further ado, I've been delaying enough, truly. This is the wrong thing. Let's get in there. Homeward bound. Are we not already there? I feel, although maybe no time has passed since the Intervallo and now, maybe this is literally just immediately afterwards once Jasi Shun, I remembered her name, found out we weren't going to be helping her. I need to do a lot of leveling up still, because obviously these guys really could do with being at level 55, but also these guys needs to be higher levels as well, because fucking hell, if I'm sure someone's going to die at some point and we need good backups. We do at least have Pekod Captain Ishmael, but that's only one substitute. I don't think this will be an issue at the start of the Canto though. I think we'll be alright. That would be a great surprise, wouldn't it, if they were like, by the way, first fight in Canto 8 is the hardest one. Good luck. Yeah, that's just because of our supports. We'll be fine.
꽃이죠. 우수수 하늘 가득 흩날릴 때.
So I've been told. Very nice effect though. I love the blue and pink.
빛깔 잃고 향기 멎은들. 그 누가 슬퍼하나.
Okay.
꽃 갈퀴 손에 들고 뜰을 나섰건만. 떨어진 꽃잎 밟을까 서성거리네. 그러니까 결국 이 풍진 세상 눈을 감지 않는다면 벗어날 도리가 없겠지.
So willful ignorance, perhaps, as he does. I don't know. I wouldn't say Honga is necessarily willfully ignorant of everything around him. He just kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it's apathy or ignorance that he often displays in general. He does seem to cotton onto more than he implies that he cottons onto. I'm never going to figure anything out this early. Don't worry about it.
보가 얼마나 고단하고 여의치 않은 여정이었느냐.
That's right, Grandma, and I've brought you a GameCube.
험난하진 않았어요. 하루하루가 매일 신기하고 새로운 나날이었으니까요.
I don't know, the fight against Chroma was pretty rough. We were all dissolved in acid, if I remember correctly.
대체 뭐라고 이야기를 나누고 있는 거예요?
Why aren't they talking about the fact that I'm a sailor and I've been on a boat? I'm a sailor, by the way.
식탁이 너무 넓어서 말소리도 잘 들리질 않고 애초에 이걸 식탁이라고 부르는 게 맞나요? 여기서부터 저기까지 끝이 보이질 않는데요.
Why do we all have to eat at one table? Why can't we have multiple tables? The distance is so far that we may as well just have multiple tables.
어딘가 불편하신 점이라도 있으신가요? 혹여 소인이 도울 일은...
So how brassy are the sinners going to be when they're actually being catered to?
불편? 당연히 밥 먹는데 성가시게 왔다 갔다 하는 게 제일 불편.
You're trying it, like, the moment you take a massive bite out of your burger, the fucking waiter comes over and like, is everything okay? And you're like, oh, yeah, it's great. I never understood why managers make waiters do that. Always, like, be like, oh, go over there and ask them if they're enjoying everything. I don't want to talk, I'm eating. Management live on a different planet to everyone else, I fucking swear.
아니에요. 불편한 거 하나도 없어요.
그럼 보가 친구분들을 소개시켜주겠니?
Hello, Lady Wang. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. I am the executive manager. Pleased to meet you.
아니 나 참 남의 부모님을 만났을 땐 어떻게 돼야 할지 영 어색해가지고. 시선은 어딜 둬야지? 이 정도로 웃으면 되나? 아니 너무 경박해 보이지는.
Relatable. I have no idea how to act in front of other people's parents because, like, I'm friends with their kid, so that implies that they have some, like, seniority over me. You know, it's like from a child to an adult, as it were. But at the same time, I'm 31 years old, right? They expect I am an adult, they see me as an adult, and I should act like an adult. But in that specific interaction, much like with my own parents, I don't feel like an adult in that interaction. I'm the youth. I'm the child, as it were. And I've always really struggled with talking to my friends' parents because I don't know how to act. And I overthink it, and then I just am either kind of a bit off or I just don't say anything, and then they think I'm like, don't like them or whatever, and I'm like, no, I'm just weird. Don't worry about it, it's fine.
그럴 필요까지는 없어요. 내 집이다 여기시고 편하게 있으세요.
I'm sure we will. Never mind the fact that this chapter, or this specific section, is a combat section.
아싸, 땡큐.
라고 하기엔 집이 넓어도 너무 넓어서 편할 수가 없는데 말이지. 이러다간 물 한 잔 마시러 가다가 미아가 되어버리겠어.
It's huge. It's the perfect place where if you went off to say, get a glass of water, someone could just stab you in the neck and shove you into a cupboard and be like, well, they're dead now. I won't find them until long after I've left.
아, 그건 걱정 마세요. 안 그래도 미아 보호소 시설이 방 곳곳에 있거든요. 시종분들이 달에 한번 방문해서 길 잃은 분들을 구조해 주신답니다. 아, 물론 그때까지 살아계신다면 말이죠.
I mean, I was joking, but as it turns out, this is kind of a thing. Okay.
홍루 씨, 지금까지 들은 것 중 제일 웃긴 농담이었어요.
What makes it especially funny is that it's true.
아, 웃기려고 한 말은 아니지만 덕택이 재밌으셨다면 다행이에요.
그런데 홍록은 다른 형제들은 어디에 있는가? 그대의 환영식이라고 들었는데 말이요.
I'm sure they're on their way, and I'm sure the tone will change dramatically when they arrive.
내 환영식이기도 하거든.
Not only is it Zishan's welcoming party, but she is also a sibling of Honglu, so yeah.
그리고 얼굴만 봐도 인상 구겨지는 놈들을 보아서 뭐래?
Yeah, 'cause they're stupid.
같은 식탁에 앉아본 것만 해도 거진 10년 전이야.
Huh.
그리고 말 걸지 마. 아까 내가 한 말 잊었어? 난 이제 너희들과는 완전히 등을 돌린 사이라니까.
I don't mean to be rude, Zishan, because I actually like you quite a lot, but you interjected in a conversation to tell us not to try and talk to you because we're enemies now, when no one was actually speaking to you. I respect it, but it's very funny. It's like there's a table next to you and you're like, by the way, I'm not your friend, and they're like, alright, okay.
우리가 먼저 말을 걸었나?
저는 우리 보기가 이렇게 제 몫을 하는 사내가 되어 무탈한 모습으로 돌아오니 그것만으로도 더 이상 바랄 게 없습니다.
Yeah, he's got like a knife and pistol now, and you guys have to pay for the ammo, but he's really good with it.
그러니 보가
What gift did you bring your family? Would it happen to be a small box-like games console that would have such banging titles on it as Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Mario, Sunshine, Metroid Prime, and Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem? You know your grandfather craves the eldritch horrors that only that game can provide.
재촉할 생각은 없지만 다음 출가 날짜는 언제니?
Somehow that's even more callous. I genuinely thought she was gonna be like, so where's the gift? And Hong was gonna be like, what gift? But damn.
아직 정해진 건 없어요, 어머니.
Ah. Brief. We haven't even finished dinner, and it's like, cool, so when are you leaving? And it's like, some point. Soon, probably. Though it's a Canto, so probably not for a while, actually.
그렇구나. 나는 그저 이곳에 계속 머물러 있다가는 네 소임을 다하지 못하고 저물까봐 염려스럽단다.
Duties, you say?
가모님도 그렇게 생각하지 않으십니까?
그래.
Yep, sure, why not?
우리의 둘도 없는 진귀한 보물. 이 속세에 남아있지 말고 때가 되면 다시 떠나 그 가치를 다하거라.
Enjoy your pit stop, but off you fuck as soon as you can, please.
그럴게요, 할머니, 어머니.
Do not return until you have brought the GameCube. Throughout the entire familial discussion, Honglu's expression remained the same in that tranquil, perpetual smile. Despite his return after years of wandering being met with the family's obvious push to make him leave as soon as possible, he stands unaffected as though he were expecting this gaudy yet hollow welcome. Huh. With his attitude being so passive, I also had no choice but to watch as a bystander. A few hours ago. Yes, because we do have a purpose for being here, don't we? We have to try and get him to win the... I can't even remember what it's called, wow. It wasn't even that long ago.
이제 곧 가마가 오겠군요.
The palanquin? We get a palanquin?
가마! 우와, 여기는 무슨 가마를 타고 다니나 보네. 그치, 그래?
Isn't that great, Craig?
그래, 소두씨. 우리가 그 가마라는 것을 타고 가는 거지? 그렇지?
I suspect it's probably for Zixun and not us, or maybe just for Honglu, but who knows. The usual comedy pair's desperate efforts to lighten the mood are particularly appreciated today, as tragically ineffective as they seem to be. They're my favorite comedy pair.
네, 여러분들과 가시춘 씨는 H사의 주요 가문의 일원이
Grandview
거주하는 대관원으로 가시게 될 거예요.
If they've sent a whole palanquin to pick us up, does Honglu's family already know that he'll be participating in the family hierarch war? War? Did it say war before?
아니요. 그쪽에서는 아직 모르는 사안일 겁니다. 회사도 정보 유출을 막기 위해 방금 저희에게 이 사항을 전달했을 테니까요.
Unlikely, but not impossible. They are extremely wealthy and powerful, and I would be surprised if they didn't have someone in Limbus Company. If one of their family members is in Limbus Company, right? One of Honglu's siblings would be like, all right, get one of my servants, join Limbus Company, become part of like LCA or something or whatever, and make sure they hear everything that is being relayed to LCB. I want to know exactly what Honglu is doing at any given time and what his intentions are. This does feel like we're underestimating Honglu's family a little bit, but we'll see.
그저 귀향한 홍루 씨와 가시춘 씨를 환대하기 위해 보낸 것일 테죠.
Is anything merely a gesture around here?
그런 만큼 가마를 타고 갈 수 있는 건 초대를 받은 여기 홍루 씨와 가시춘 씨, 그리고 그들을 따르는 세력들뿐.
Uh-huh.
LCCB 팀과 베르길리오스 씨, 카론 씨는 함께할 수 없죠. 안타깝게도.
I'd really like it if Vergilius would join us though, just in he's gouge our free card and a really strong one.
아쉽네요. 같이 갔으면 좋았을 텐데요.
It would have been nice.
항상 이런 식이지. 우리 집 어른들은 여기 있는 사람들 다 재워도 티도 안 날 만큼 넓으면서.
Well, do you know how rich people get rich? By being fucking cheap. That's how. They only flex the wealth when they want to.
어머나, 그 말은 좀 감동인걸요? 가시춘 씨도 저희와 헤어지기 아쉬우셨나 봐요.
Hahaha, don't push your luck.
방금 전에 시원하게 내 뒤통수를 후려쳐놓고 말하는 꼬락서니가 얄밉네.
Was a rather weak attempt to make, I don't know, a joke. Ahaha, sword read the room.
애초에 가조대전에 참가한다는 게 무슨 뜻인지 다 알고 승낙한 거야.
Fuck no, but we didn't choose to do so. We were ordered to. Honglu, do you? Xikis, I mean, you've probably ignored it your entire life.
우리가 가주심사라는 버젓한 명칭을 두고 왜 대전이라고 말하고 다니는 거라 생각하는 거야?
Yeah.
너희는 이제부터 언제든지 목숨이 노려지는 곳으로 들어가는 거라고.
Luckily, we're very hard to kill. Except for me, who is monumentally easy to kill. And they'll probably figure out that I'm the one bringing everyone back, and then they'll try and assassinate me. That's already happened once, actually.
당연히 나를 포함해서.
Yeah, true, we're rivals now.
객잔의 일을 벌써 잊었어? 그때는 웨이가 네 목숨줄을 지켜줬지만 이젠 밤중에 직접 목숨줄을 끊는 암자로 찾아갈 수 있다는 거야.
Distinctly possible, yes.
미리 유감이라는 말씀을 드리는 편이 좋겠습니다. 당신들에게는 칼끝을 겨누고 싶지는 않았습니다만.
Thank you, Wei. I appreciate it. You're a cool guy. Wei looked at us with an unfamiliar and cold, intense glare.
그건 우리도였는데 마음이 통했네요.
Ha ha ha, we're gonna kill each other and it's gonna be tragic. Please let the final boss of Canto 8 be Jasi Shun. That would be very effective. Although I imagine they're probably just gonna body her at some point halfway through or maybe near the end to elicit a response from Honglu. It would be really cool if she was the final boss. I don't know, we'll see.
반대로 말해서 너희도 언제든지 나를 찌를 수 있다는 뜻이기도 해.
Yeah, but you know we don't want to do that, so we're not going to, and then you're going to catch us out, and it'll be bad, and this is going to be a fucking disaster.
아니요. 그럴 생각은 절대.
Well, you better start dreaming, Sinclair. We're in a war now. Jia Shun ignored Sinclair's anxious pleas and looked straight toward Honglu.
마음을 바꿀 마지막 기회일 수도 있어, 오빠.
It's not our choice. We're being ordered to.
나는 마냥 가벼운 마음으로 내 세력에 들어오라고 제안한 게 아니야. 하물며 가주대전은 그렇게 쉽게 한다만다를 결정할 수 있는 문제는 절대.
To be fair, if anyone could do anything flippantly, it would be Honglu.
네가 그렇게 살아왔듯이 시춘. 나 역시도 어렸을 때부터 가주대전에 대한 이야기를 수도 없이 들으면서 살아왔잖니. 그러니 우리가 느끼고 있는 무게감은 같을 거야.
Alas.
그래. 여리게 남아 이어져 왔던 협력 관계는 여기서 끝인 거네.
It was nice while it very, very temporarily lasted.
뭐 상관없어. 필요에 의한 잠깐의 동맹치고는 너무 오래 끈 편이긴 했지.
But it was going to be official, and it would have been great, and we would have dusted the entire family hierarch war with the combination of our people.
원래대로 돌아가는 것뿐이니까.
That is pretty sad, yes.
그럼 태평이 말이나 섞는 건 여기까지 하도록 할까?
네가 원한다면 그렇게.
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah.
아, 시춘.
뭐
가문의 사람들에게는 내가 참가한다는 이야기를 하지 말아줄 수 있겠니?
Why would she go along with that?
당분간은 비밀로 두는 편이 좋다고 해서 말이야.
Well, that's not gonna happen, is it?
이제 와서 그런 부탁을 한다고 내가 그걸 들어줘야 할 이유가 있나?
She has literally no reason to do us this favor. For someone who supposedly doesn't care, Zishun appeared rather hurt as she took a moment to glare at Honglu, biting her lower lip. Then suddenly strode right up to him.
이게 정말 오빠의 선택은 맞아?
That's the key, isn't it? Honglu's being used in this, but he's not making a decision. He hasn't made a single decision. For God knows how long, if at all, in this entire game.
아니면 그냥 저쪽이 시켜서 하는 것뿐이야?
Pretty sure he's just following orders. Jia Shun gestured toward the rest of us with her chin.
내가 가주대전에 참가하는 건 이미 정해진 일일 텐데 그걸 궁금해하는 거라면
Then...
시춘 너는 내 선택이라는 것에 중요한 의미가 있다고 생각하는 거야?
That's quite a question.
아, 또 그렇게 나오겠다는 거지.
This crap again. I'm sure this won't come up and be a key theme in the entire Canto.
가주대전이 어떤 의미인지 알면서 내가 왜 그런 걸 물어봤는지 모르겠다고? 대답은 됐어. 더 말 섞을 필요 없겠네.
Aha.
그런 얄팍하고 허튼 마음으로 어디까지 살아남을지 보는 것도 재밌겠다.
Damn. Hey, wait. Jia Shun appeared pretty distressed after that exchange, so I was about to say something when Pilot, who had been fiddling with the radio behind Sod, began shouting urgently.
과장님, 곧 가마한대가 도착한단다.
Bro, you don't need to... you could just turn to her and be like, the Palankeen's on its way. You got a lot to learn.
어제를 생각하면 오늘은 푹 쉬면서 가고 싶다고. 그럼 빨리 타러.
Oh yeah, the whole sweeper business, yeah.
아니, 지금 온 건 우리가 먼저 탈게.
Ha!
어차피 양보해주는 거엔 도가 텄을 거 아니야, 오빠.
Ah.
그런 게 어딨어. 공평하게 그 있잖아, 가위바위보라든가.
I use just attack. You lose.
야, 차라리 가주대전도 가위바위보로 결정하자고 하지 그래?
You can't deny that that would simplify things immensely and result in a much significantly less loss of life. Jia Shun gave us a wry grin before leaving. Wei followed her wordlessly.
아이고, 겨우 좀 친해졌나 했더니만.
Easy come, easy go.
저기 있다. 가마를 기다리고 있는 걸 보니 의뢰자가 말한 후보가 분명해.
Oi lads, those guys look down on their luck like they've just had a really unpleasant exchange and a breaking of an alliance. Let's make that day worse.
저쪽에서 몰려오는 괴한들이.
That's literally all that's happened to us since we got here, Sinclair.
후보를 노리고 습격을 지시한 자가 사이와뿐은 아니었을 테지. 관리자님, 다음 가마가 오기 전까지 잡졸들을 처리하는 편이 좋을 것 같습니다.
Yeah, let's dust these fools. Yeah, what can we do, right? What we can do is use the fucking Atelier Logic hyperpolarization round. That's what we can do. Is it available? No. Fuck. Hello, lads. How you doing? Love your, what are they? Tonfa, I think they're called. Cool things. Easy money. Hit a target this turn, gain 1 attack power up. Next turn of the target is Hong Lu, gain clash power and damage up. Wow. Oh no! Lose SP on clash lose. The fact that it's not capitalized makes that way funnier. Good times. I like it. Okay, right. Well, this won't be difficult, I don't think. Having said that, we're not getting a lot of pride going, are we? Full stop to life. Yeah, I want to see cool shit happen. Fuck it. Let's go. I haven't seen Hong Lu in combat. Oh! 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 That was beautiful. I'm already impressed and pleased. That guy is dead. DED dead. The pistol and knife shit is so good. Yeah, they're fucked. That guy's having a bad time. Oh, yes, baby. Still no Atelier Logic yet, but soon. Going for the bullseye soon, I'm sure. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, I've been waiting so long. Yes. 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 Oh, yeah. He's fucking dead. He is chunks on the floor. What happened to Jim? Where is he? Oh, you know, he's there, and there, and there, and there. You guys are having a shit time. Hey, it's Grigor. We probably need to level up more of the team if we're gonna have characters who swap out and swap back in. Nice one, Faust. That was very pretty. This is a cool team. Yeah, I think we're gonna do okay.
더 이상 식별되는 적은 없습니다, 관리자님.
That's good, because we blew our entire budget on that one battle alone because Heathcliff just starts throwing bullets at them like skills.
그래도 첫날처럼 끝도 없이 몰려오진 않아서 다행이네요.
Don't jinx it, Sinclair.
뭐 그때는 얄팍한 술수에 속아 넘어갔었으니까요.
그보다 기분이 많이 상하신 듯 보였죠, 시춘 씨.
But we did, like, you know, shake her hand and then immediately spit in her face. Not intentionally and not willingly, but that did happen.
그런데 이번 일은 시춘이가 서운해할만 했어. 우리가 들었던 헝룬의 가족을 생각해봐. 그 난리통 속에서 유일하게 동맹의 여지가 생겼던 사람인데 갑자기 배신이라니.
Yeah, it's rough.
그러게요. 괜히 지켜보고 있는 저도 덩달아 민망해질 뻔했지 뭐예요.
You involved yourself in the conversation and even made a joke kind of at her expense. And it's like, Sword, what are you doing? Sword chimed in nonchalantly as though it wasn't her who pulled the plug on our alliance at the last second. Yeah.
아니 근데 명색이 H사인데 왜 가마만 덜렁 보내주는 거래요? 기왕이면 코이들도 같이 보내주면 좋잖아요.
It would be nice if we had guards.
호위까지 보내줄 만큼 가족애가 넘치는 집안이었으면 처음부터 가주 심산이 문의하는 것도 열지 않았겠죠.
The lack of guards does not surprise me.
철저한 약육강식의 세계.
But that's fine, because we've got, like, multiple gun users on our team, so we can ride on the palanquin, and then as people come to attack us, they can just shoot them from the palanquin, right? Heathcliff's a sniper, he can just pick them off.
가주 후보들조차도 수십 명은 있을 테지만 그들 중 누구 하나가 길바닥에 죽어 있다 해도 눈 깜빡하지 않을 테고.
The next section is actually just going to be XCOM 2. It's going to be an XCOM 2 section. I can't wait. If only most of the LCB hadn't fucking died during my XCOM 2 playthrough.
실례했어요, 홍루 씨. 제가 너무 직설적으로 말을 내뱉었네요.
Yeah, you appear to be doing that quite a lot.
예전에는 이쯤 말하기 전에 누가 나서서 말려줬는데 말이죠.
Well, I know who you mean, but you still can't rely on other people to make up for your own shortcomings.
개념치 마세요. 다 맞는 말일 뿐인걸요. 저도 다른 집들은 이렇지 않다는 걸 깨닫기까지 조금 오래 걸리긴 했지만
Oh, dude, every family's like this. Every family's like this. I used to have 37 brothers, but now it's just me and James. We fought our way to the top. In the end, one of us is gonna have to kill the other.
있는 그대로의 지금의 불쾌함을 느낄 필요는 없으니까요.
That's a fair thing. That's a fair, not necessarily always good mentality to have, but it's definitely applicable to a lot of situations. And one I try to apply as well, where when things go wrong, I'm like, well, I'm definitely not pleased, but I can't get too upset about it because it is what's happened. What I should focus on now instead is how to fix it or how to deal with it. Different context, of course, to this, but it's a good mentality. Okay, we're off to a start. Please let us have a fucking XCOM defense section on the Palanquin. It'd be great.
그 정도 화력으로 우리 사무소를 막을 수 있을 줄 알았냐? 저놈들 무기까지 주어서 철수하자고.
Huzzah! What is that ominous metallic noise that for once is not me?
타종의 소리인가 보. 하지만 보통의 종처럼 청량한 울림은 아니구려.
So what resonance we talking? Pride, lust, gluttony, envy? Considering the light blue motif, probably gloom.
무언가 탁하고 불길한.
For whom the bell tolls, etc., etc.
이 소리를 들으니까 고향에 왔다는 게 더욱 실감나네요.
I always feel so joyful and pepped up whenever I hear that dull, depressing bell.
이 종소리는 일정 시기가 되면 반드시 들려오는 소리랍니다. 홍원의 어디에 있던 간에요.
That's pretty cool though. Yes, sword.
제적일이네요.
It's restructuring day.
네? 제적일이라는 건
Did it? She trails off, unable to finish her sentence as a brutal scene unfolds behind us.
보여요?
The building's moving and potentially crushing people in the process.
건물들이 제각각으로 움직이고 있어요.
What if you're like walking from room to room when this happens? It was as Ishmael said, the buildings all tethered to a complicated network of rails were either rising from or sinking into the earth. I'd really like to see this in a city builder, you know, like a Frostpunk, or I would love to see a system like this where it's like, oh yeah, everything's on rails so you can slide and move buildings around, and like maybe buildings would get different adjacency bonuses depending on what buildings they're next to, so you could kind of adjust that on the fly, you know? Like, oh yeah, if you move the barracks closer to the inn, then your troops rest better, but if you move it closer to the gates, then if you're under attack, they can defend the place quicker or something like that. I think that could be a really cool system.
이 근방에 있는 모든 건물 움직임이 관측된다. 남겨진 것은 없군.
Well, so my friend, we haven't heard from you yet. How are you doing?
어젯밤에 작달막한 소란이 있긴 했으나 이 정도의 규모는 아니었네만.
Indeed, indeed.
밤중에 보셨던 건 제적일의 전조 현상이었을 거예요. 공간의 재분배를 위해 알맞은 위치로 조금 이동했을 뿐일걸요?
Presumably the moving of buildings at a time when it wouldn't hurt anyone or it would cause the most minimal amount of casualties or disruption to the local populace because everyone would be asleep because of, you know, the fucking night in the back streets. We just happened to be outside during that time, and that's precisely why Ricardo got absolutely punted into the atmosphere. I hope we see him again in this Canto. It'd be a lot of fun. I want to see him fucking crash the family hierarchy or...
제대로 된 시작은 지금부터일 테죠.
그게 전조 현상이었다고요?
Oh yeah, that was baby's first restructuring.
지금의 홍원보다도 훨씬 전에 H사가 남긴 잔재라고 할까요? 그때부터 지금까지 이어져 내려온 건물이라 정확히 어떤 무엇을 위한 특이점인지는 알 수 없지만
It occurs to me as well with that idea I had about the city builder, you could even use the mechanics in a sort of defensive, offensive kind of way, where if like enemies break into the sea, you could kind of set up your streets in a certain way, so like when they filter down a street, you could just send a building in to fucking crush them. like just slide it into place. I want someone to make this thing that I'm talking about.
지금은 현 H사의 제적일 기준에 맞게 움직이고 있을 뿐이죠.
At least someone is in control of it. That's good.
모든 것은 하루아침에 이뤄지는 조리. 최선을 다해서 노력했다면 두려울 것이 없네. 살만하지 않겠는가? 조금이라도 발붙일 자리가 생겼다는 건. 만약 그게 아닌 자가 있다면 어쩔 수 있겠나?
Sorry, I know you used to live here and this was your home and you've lived here for 20 years, but I'm afraid there is now a noodle shop here. You're gonna have to live somewhere else.
그저 조용히 물러가서 운명을 받아들이는 수밖에.
Indeed, indeed.
그 다음 달을 기다리면서 이 몸뚱이 하나 건사할 방법을 궁리해야지.
Is this even a song anymore? You're just saying words.
오늘은 몇 명이 떨어지고 몇 명이 버텨내려나.
Okay, you brought it back.
부디 모든 걸 너무 꽉 움켜쥐고 있지 마시게. 놓아야 할 때를 모르고 떠나야 할 때를 모른 척하게 될 테니.
제조립의 말로는 영원한 추락인가.
Oh, right. Look, up there. Yeah, and up there. Oh, yeah, I see it now. Yeah, no, I understand. Okay, took me a minute. Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's not even your home's not here anymore. It's you slept in today. It's restructuring day. Your bed is now out your window with you in it.
보고만 있기에는 괴로운 광경이구려.
Yeah, do you receive a notice? Do people receive a notice in this world when they're about to be evicted? Or does your house just kick you out on that day and you kind of have to cross your fingers and hope that doesn't happen? Because how would you function in such a place? I wouldn't.
그것도 H사의 특징인가요?
I appreciate the way PM introduces the many atrocities of the city because we know it sucks. We're never under any illusion that this place doesn't suck, right? We're under constant awareness that this place is awful. But they hold back on the horribleness for like an extended period of time, or at least keep it at like a standard level where you're like, oh yeah, but I already knew about this, so this isn't shocking to me anymore. And then when you get comfortable with it, they roll out something new and be like, oh, by the way, this as well. This is a thing, and people die this way too. And you're like, but why?
다른 둥지에도 부의 척도를 재는 특출난 가치가 존재하지 않던가요?
Yeah.
T사가 시간을 제어로 썼던 것처럼 말이요.
Lest we forget how fucked up that is.
맞아요. 이곳 홍어는 그 척도와 재화가 공간의 소유 규모인 방이라는 단위로 결정된답니다.
So this place, it literally comes down to how much property you own, how much land, how much pure space. That's interesting.
소유한 건물의 면적이 곧 재산의 척도라는 말이구려.
네. 그래서 한 달에 한 번 평가된 노동의 가치와 소득의 양에 따라서 각자가 가지고 있는 공간의 면적이 정해집니다.
And you have to earn your space. So what? Are these the people who didn't earn any space?
잘 살고 있다가 갑자기 내 집에서 밀려난다는 거야?
Yes.
아니 뭔 그땐 해괴망측한 규칙이 다 있나?
It's fun because, like, you know, I think a lot of us, or at least some of us, would look at this and go, and like even Gregor, who lives in this world, is looking at it and going, how ridiculous is this? This is some crazy bullshit. But companies would absolutely do this if they could get away with it. They would do it right now, IRL, if they could get away with it and if it was profitable. They absolutely would. It's so not that far out of the realm of possibility.
이곳에서 한 번도 나고 자란 적 없는 저희야 그렇게 느끼겠지만 오래전부터 존재했던 홍원의 규칙인데다 분배의 방식과 계산도 정교하기 때문에 이곳에 사는 사람들은 모두 자연스럽게 받아들이는 것 같더라고요.
Of course, it makes sense, and we've seen it before throughout a lot of, you know, stuff in general, not even just PM stuff, but if you're raised in an environment, you come to believe that that's normal. That's just the way things are, and that's because for where you are, that is normal and the way things are done. Hong Le spent his entire life thinking families were like his family. Well, not his whole life, but he spent a long time thinking that, and then eventually was like, oh, this isn't everyone else's life. Okay, this is different. Right, got ya.
그럼 홍루 씨도 직접 보신 적이 있으세요? 이 제적일이라는 곳이요.
보았죠. 제 방에 있는 난간에서 가끔 바깥의 풍경들을 바라보고 있으면
If you ignore the fallen corpses, it must be quite a display.
아주 멀긴 했지만 분명히 보이곤 했어요.
His expression remains tranquil and still as he calmly reminisces. It was like then when he was merely watching the featureless scenery pass him by.
제가 살았던 대관원은 제적일에 별 관심이 없었어요. 그곳은 방이 늘어날지언정 줄어들 일은 없는 곳이었거든요.
The rich get richer.
그래서 저는 바라만 볼 뿐이었죠. 제가 머물던 방에서.
너는 그래. 너라고 뭐 할 수 있는 일은 없었겠지만.
I don't know, the environment he was raised in, I don't think ever really instilled him with the ideas of like, I should do something about this. He was just some rich kid. How many of us can say that if we lived in such a situation, as it were, we wouldn't be content to just sit there and kind of enjoy it, or at least not do anything to lose it, if you know what I mean. I don't know. I've not lived in that situation, but it's interesting to think about.
이런 꼴을 보고도 그냥.
Heathcliff trailed off, but I could see that he was gritting his teeth.
가마한대가 더 도착한다고 합니다.
Pilot, chill.
당신들을 태울 가마가 온 것 같네요. 이야기는 그만하고 타러 가시죠.
Yeah, we got a whole story to do.
이게 가마예요?
네. 그래도 여럿이서 타도 될 만큼 큰 가마를 보내주셨네요.
So what is a palanquin in this setting?
가복 도련님이야. 귀빈 12분 맞소이까.
Hello, lad.
13인데요?
13 friends. But I thought Sword wasn't invited.
잠깐. 이 소인이 듣기로는 분명 복 도련님의 세력은 단 12명이라고 했는데쇼.
Is she inviting herself along? Because that would be pretty funny. Upon hearing that, Sword began aggressively striding toward him, causing the palanquin bearer to shrink in fear.
왜 이렇게 무섭게 다가오시는지.
12 맞는데요?
We are 12 people. What's wrong?
설마 당신 눈에는 이게 멀쩡한 세가의 인원으로 보이시나요?
I see what you're doing, and that's quite clever, but also fuck you. What? Sword suddenly grabbed my shoulders and presented me before the bearer like I was some product.
이 홍원에서는 흔한 머리는 아니지만 이건 의체 아닌갑쇼? 시계긴 하지만
I don't appreciate people debating whether or not I'm sapient.
생각을 좀 해보세요. 당신이라면 아무리 돈 없는 애잔한 인생이라 하더라도 시계를 머리로 붙이시겠어요?
Sword, not only is this not gonna work, but I'm going to resent you for shit-talking me.
에이, 말이 되나요? 홍원엔 더 다양한 재주를 부릴 수 있는 생체 시술이 차고 넘치는구먼.
Cool, thanks guys, I appreciate it.
제 말이요. 대체 무슨 사연인지는 몰라도 세상엔 우리가 모르는 참 딱한 처지가 많은 법이죠.
That's me, as honest as it gets. And I'm honestly fed up with you two right now.
아이고, 이거 사기구만 사기. 이 어떤 뒷골목에서 그랬는지 몰라도 아주 단단히 당했어.
Yes, terrible. Are you gonna let her on or not?
더군다나 시간도 안 맞고 제대로 된 의식도 없어요. 이것 봐요. 입이 없어서 째까기는 소리 내는 것밖에 할 줄 아는 게 없다니까요.
Thanks, Sword. Those were some pretty darn hurtful things to say, but I decided to not take them at face value. It was pretty obvious what she was trying to do, but also, ow, my feelings, goddamn. Somebody tell Sword I'm getting dizzy.
아이고, 정말이네. 누가 이런 잔인 공로할 짓을?
Who could have fucked up a human being in such a way?
다행히도 우리 마음씨 고운 보옥 도련님이 다른 동지에서 시계상이 팔고 있던 걸 차마 눈뜨고 못 보겠다 싶어서 주워온 거예요. 홍원에선 다른 머리로 교체하는 것쯤은 일도 아닐 거잖아요.
Sure.
아, 그야 그렇지요. 그 돈만 넉넉히 있다면 전신까지 싹 다 교체하는 건 일도 아니니.
Huh? New head? For me? New head.
그렇죠? 그래서 보옥 도련님의 세력원은 저 포함 12인 거예요.
And now, will he buy this?
그래 보입니다. 하지만 저희도 무작정 태워주기엔 곤란.
I don't know why Sword's so desperate to get in though.
곤란하시다는 건 우리 도련님도 아주 잘 알고 계시죠. 그래서 이렇게 작은 성이라도
This tiny token of appreciation. Sword produced some bills from her pocket and smoothly slid them into the palanquin bearer's own.
에헤이, 이러시면 안 되는데.
This poor guy, he's just here trying to do his job.
그리고 아시죠? 이런저런 이야기가 새어나가면 괜히 일이 복잡해지잖아요.
It doesn't need to happen, but it probably will.
알다마다요. 보아하니 사정도 딱해 보이고 해서 이번만 그냥 태워드리는 거요.
And we're nothing if not downtrodden. I'm the executive manager of this company.
안 된다는 놈이 왜 돈은 자연스럽게 주머니에 넣고 있는 거냐?
Very observant, Heathcliff. Well done.
자자, 거기서 그만 쑥덕거리고 이제 그만 올라타시죠.
Time to go. So I guess Sword's gonna die in this one as well. Wait, are we leaving Pilot alone here? He's pretty fucking hopeless. Pilot seemed to have noticed me staring in his direction. He stopped fidgeting with the radio and waved at us.
아, 저는 여기서 처리할 것이 남았습니다. 걱정 마시고 몸속이 다녀오시면 됩니다.
Pilot, mate, I'm even more worried now. Ooh.
고급 리무진 같구려.
Luxury.
이 샴페인 마셔도 되는 거야?
Lads, watch me neck it. We love to drink with Rhodia, because Rhodia is our mate. And when we drink with Rhodia, she downs it all in 8, 7, 6. Oh shit, she's done the whole bottle.
무슨 작전 중 음주는
Drinking while on a mission is rad as fuck.
자,
Okay. With a quick clap, Sword promptly put an end to the hubbub the unexpectedly flashy appearance of the palanquin caused. Her demeanor had shifted entirely into that of a calm and collected strategist, or strategist is actually the way that's pronounced, a far cry from the person who was chatting up a storm with the bearer just a minute ago.
일 얘기하죠. 일 얘기.
Okay, what are we doing? Oh, I guess we'll never know. Can we still have a turret defense section on the palanquin? Nice. Disruption. What a surprise. Effective affinity / how convenient. That's what we're doing. Oh, we can have up to 7 people in the main team now. Okay, I just didn't notice that before, honestly. But that's cool, I appreciate that. Ideally, I'd like to level up Sinclair and have like a full Blade lineage with full stop team, but we definitely can't do that right now, so Peckod Captain is. Yeah, we'll be fine.
수 있는 기회겠죠?
Interesting.
그리고 그 후엔
잠깐 밖이 소란스럽군.
There's a disturbance outside. Not long after Sword paused over Otis's remark, a grating speaker whine rang out, followed by the worried voice of the bearer on the other end.
성격이요.
We're under attack. How could it be that such a slow-moving vehicle might be a target for aggressors? Oh dear.
평탄하다 했더니 아무래도 여러분을 방해하고 싶은 후보가 여럿 있겠죠?
It's almost as if they encouraged, the sending of a palanquin because of how fucking slow it is and vulnerable. Perfect for an ambush. Honestly surprised they didn't just chuck a Molotov at the fucking thing and be done with it. Why am I not surprised? Because it's not surprising at all. At least we get this absolutely dope music. Actually, come to think of it, having this be a Pride team with Full Stop and Captain Ishmael in here is great, because with a solid Pride resonance, we have a really high chance of getting 2 additional attacks each turn. Like unopposed ones as well. Which is kind of insane.
이런 이번엔 쏠 수 있죠?
저놈을 추적해!
So this literally becomes a blue team situation where it's like, yeah, just use as many fucking pride skills as you can and just reap the rewards.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
So we can have multiple follow-up attacks as a result. Like, I believe Heathcliff will follow up there. Yep, he's doing it now. Good stuff. And then this guy's fucked. Beautiful. And Heathcliff's following up again, I think.
저놈을 추적해!
We've got a lot going on here. Obviously, Heathcliff's going through ammo like nothing else, but we can at least limit the amount of ammo he wastes each turn. Although there's not much pride going on this turn, so maybe the same... Although maybe, hey, could probably... That's a lot of blue! There's a lot of blue! There's a lot of blue! This doesn't seem very practical, what I'm doing right now, but I'm gonna give it a go. That's a lot of resonance. To what value? Not a lot, I don't think, but it will be fun.
총원 돌격!
Oh boy. Oh yeah. Chunk him. Go on, chunk him. Make him a chunk. Oh, you didn't kill him, but you sure felt it. Ooh. Oh. Pretty. That's not good. I'll let them hit Hong Le. Now they're going to gain clash bonuses. Just fucking go for him. I'm done screwing around now. I guess it's out. The only weakness I can think of is the fact that Heathcliff runs out of ammo so fucking quickly. More combat, you say? I do suppose we can get through these.
이러면 쏠 수 있죠?
공로 지원한다.
자! 기세가 수그러지는 반격의 기회다!
쏠 수 있죠?
육자를 배워.
필살의 집념이!
공로 지원한다. 어머해줘.
여긴 맡겨주세요.
좋아. 공로 지원한다. 공로 지원한다.
Oh boy. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So, obviously, this time I wasn't like screaming and shouting and waving my baby fists happily in excitement.
우리 사무소를 막을 수 있을 줄 알았냐? 저놈들 무기까지 주어서 철수하자고.
Yeah, I'm not surprised Heathcliff got 41% of the damage. So on this occasion, I was able to actually sit back and kind of look at what was going on and see how it all works together. And I am genuinely shocked at how well the two full-stop identities work together. Like, I know this is old news for a lot of you because you've all been through this and you've tried them out and you've had that experience and you've read through, you know, blah, blah, blah. Other creators have covered it too, I'm sure. Who the fuck wouldn't? But the way their abilities work together is masterful, and having unique voice lines where you can hear Hong Le calling for Heathcliff to take the shot after he's just done procced target spotted. And then I noticed at the end there on Heathcliff's evade skill, which is there, he then calls Hong Le in to do a melee attack to fend them off, which means it seems like one of the best ways to play the two of them together is to have Heathcliff use as few bullets as possible. You basically never want to use return fire because it's a waste of ammo. Like, there are only very specific circumstances in which you'd want to do that. Instead, you basically want to keep using his defense skill and setting up those pride resonances to increase the chance of target spotted, and then also, if Heathcliff is attacked, well, his defense skill is being buffed by the Pride Resonance, and if it's successful, then Hong Le will come in and land a free attack anyway, and they just play off each other so well. It is the only, there might be others, I don't know, I haven't seen them yet, but it is the only true example of, like, identities actively working together that I can think of, and it's fucking brilliant. It is fucking brilliant. I love it. That is so cool. And so well done as well, and dare I say it, fucking slick as well. Like, Hongler is the epitome of slick with this identity. He's fucking amazing. So good. Wow. Genuinely blown away. I almost wanted to break my silence during that section to start talking, and then I thought to myself, no, wait till it's over and then talk about it without combat happening, because it'll be more clear and more concise. Oh wow, that's so good. But we're going to leave it there, friends, because, hey, the entirety of Canto 8 isn't even out yet, so why rush? But I did want to try and jump on this as soon as possible, because I know people are waiting for it, so I'm like, hey, this time, let's just go in there. Let's get in there and let's see some stuff and let's make it happen. I'm sure future parts will be longer, especially if we get to a dungeon, if they do have a dungeon in this one. I'd be surprised if they didn't, but it might not be the case. But we're going to start off nice and chill for this early phase. I'm pleased with this team. I'm very pleased with this team. I was considering replacing Pecod Captain Ishmael, but I actually think she fits in here really well because of her focus on Pride Resonance as well. When I say replace, I simply mean put her in reserve and have, say, Sinclair come in instead, so we'd have a full Blade lineage set, but nah, this works quite well. I think I'd like to try and level up Sinclair to the point where we're not bringing in Twin Hook Gregor straight away, like if Heathcliff has to leave the battlefield because he runs out of ammo. Although, to be fair, Twin Hook Gregor is pretty good. How are you doing for Pride? It's your skill 3. We'd really like someone with a skill 1 Pride. Oh, like Otis. But your passive, if I remember, is really good. Yeah. Because as I am sure it has become apparent, the key here is just Pride skills. Pride skills for days. Endless Pride skills. It's worth looking at defensive skills, though, for this purpose. You don't have a sin on yours yet. You do, but it's Wrath. Envy, okay. There's stuff we can work with. And I'll definitely want to review these skills a bit more so that I can kind of truly understand what they do. Right, so if Hongler runs out of ammo, he can use Beyond the Shadow. Precision aim really leans into this as well, because if this unit is not set to use any attack skills, including ego skills, apply 3 poise to one ally with the least poise potency. And if this unit did not use any attack skills, excluding target spotted, gain 10 poise, 1 pierce power up next scene. So if you're just not, if you've got like double return fire or something, then just use combat poise twice. I'm sure return fire has its place. Sometimes you just need an attack, but for the most part, you just never want to use it. Headshot even, you might not necessarily want to use, because you may as well just use it when Hongler tells you to. Of course, these skills exist so that Full Stop Heathcliff can function if Hongler's not here, you know. It can't all just be for that purpose. But it's definitely a different strategy if they are both on the field at the same time. That's fascinating and that's super good. And I'm really glad I finally got the opportunity to actually use it, get my hands on it, and specifically on camera, because I wanted the initial reactions on camera, obviously. But now I can actually use it and be like, right, there's a strategy here, and it's not a particularly complex one, and it's really fucking effective. So that's great. But that's all from me for today. Canto 8's interesting so far, but we're in the very early points of it at the moment, so nothing crazy's happening yet. But I'm sure that will change very soon, and I'm looking forward to it. Friends, thank you so much for watching. Canto 8's finally here. It's a good time. Looking forward to seeing the rest. Special thanks to our members and patrons: Miscreant, Rakuriku, Crescent, Tony the Horse, Cryolitic, Lila Hexira, Abyssalanchi, Ensistora, Lanthelian, Gage Donaldson, Hotcherman, Saga, Jack, Ninja Dog, Emma Fox, Grand Captain General Peace, Meanbag, Beanbag Turtle, Malignant Humor, Cuds, Canis, Mario, Poe, Portrait of Breck, Lifesteal, Mega Mr. Z-Man, Unclever Name, Summercat, Flanny, Pinch Dragoon, Limpotatoes, Proxy, Caminera, Moa, Heartland, Harak J, Dresso, Sion Distance, Lol, Etherbin, Linky, Xeon Cedar, Bimboard, Alkia, Honeydew, Sweet Baby Red, Jessica T, Plutonium Pie, Jimmy Ghost Up, Lullaby, K-Bub, Magic Owl, The Frostbite, SCP-106A, Namad, and Kenny T800 for support me on YouTube and on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you all so much for watching. I like being able to take breaks from Limbus. Like, you know, I really enjoy Citywide Revolt, that mod for Library of Ruina, for instance. It's fun to do that, and it's fun to take breaks from this game. But I am always very excited to come back when it's a Canto. Like, sometimes I have to drag myself back a little bit if it's an Intervalo, and then usually I'm grateful that I did, because the Intervalo turns out to be really good. Nocturnal Sweeping being a fantastic example of that. But there is no hesitation or there's no lack of enthusiasm on my part when it's time to come back and do a Canto. I'm always excited to do a Canto, always very excited for it, and it's definitely the case here as well. There's a fun vibe to it that I really enjoy. Having the characters be voice acted lets me just sit back and do commentary rather than having to voice lines and shit. It's just a good time. It's a very good time. It is the most enjoyable way to present Limbus Company, in my opinion, is to just go through the Cantos. So, I'm fucking giddy. I'm looking forward to what comes next, and I hope you are too. Friends, thank you so much for watching. Whatever happens next time, and there'll be plenty of team-up attacks between Hongler and Heathcliff. I hope I see you there. Doodles. Goodbye.